you measure, right? What's the length? What's the height?
I think I forgot already.
About
4.6 meters
4.6 meters. Alright, so today PropertyLimBrothers is in D15. We are in Mountbatten area, and this is our landed blueprint series, whereby we're going to bring to you a brand new developer landed units. And we're going to showcase to you some of the beautiful projects that we have today. In fact, this project has been, it's quite prominent along Mountbatten Road.
So if you drive along Tanjong Katong, along
Right.
towards the ECP exit, you will see this very beautiful 6 different plots,
Right.
of which actually 4 of it are already sold already.
Yes, correct. This one is 6 land plots. It's by the Sevens Group. The project name is called Carrara.
Yes.
2 of them are available today, and we're going to showcase to you one of the 2. Unit number is 807 and 809
Yes.
Mountbatten Road. So these are all pairs of semi-detached houses
Yes.
that Sevens Group has actually took over from the old house, and they have tear down and they have rebuilt into 6 beautiful marble-clad, somehow like marble-clad kind of like finishing on the facade. It's very, very prominent. You will definitely not miss these 6 houses over there, because these are one of the newest projects around here, right?
Yeah, so just to give you a little brief on the entire location around here.
Yeah.
Tanjong Katong is huge, it's beautiful, it's the entire District 15, and today we are in the heart of it. So where are we exactly located, right? We talk about the new launches. So right in front, there is a new launch, which is Mayor Blue, that's a freehold. PSF is already reaching about 3,500. And then, of course, recently you have the very hype up, which
Very
is
hype up, Emerald.
EOK.
Just behind there only.
Yes, just behind there you have
Right.
Emerald of Katong, of which 99% was sold, and that is
99%.
only a 99-year lease kind of project.
Alright.
So where we are located, we are right smack in the middle of it, and the beauty about this particular landed is that it's walking distance to an MRT station. And where do you get a walking distance to the MRT station? Right in the middle of D15, and you are in the midst of all the amenities.
Amenities like schools. Tanjong Katong Primary School is within 1 kilometer away from us.
Yeah,
and of
so-
course, you have some of the other primary schools around there.
Yeah, so within, if let's say you are thinking about enrolling your kids to the school nearby here, and you are going to stay for a good 10 or 15 years, don't need to be worried about, because like you are filled with a lot of good and popular school.
If your children is smart enough, you can go into Chongqing High School main. We are right over here as well, Goodman Road. Transport-wise, I think MRT station, Jesley mentioned about it, right? It's within walking distance. In fact, it's like within 400 meters away. It's just right in front of us over there. In fact, the bus stop is also just right around over here as well. So you can see that, to find a landed house, a landed home that is so conveniently located in a good landed enclave. And in fact, this is a landed land, right?
Yes, correct.
It's a 2.5 story.
Zone inside a semi-detached kind of
Correct.
zoning, which is very precious. If you take a look at the entire landed segment of Singapore, we usually categorize whether it's a landed zoning or it's a non-landed zoning. If let's say today you are in a non-landed zoning, what you may be suffering, there might be a risk of which developer is going to take over a row of land and then kind of change it into boutique development.
Maybe your next door neighbor will become a condo or
Yes,
apartment.
correct. So what in turns it actually affects for our lifestyle is that it's going to increase the amount of traffic congestion because the number of residents coming in and out will be a lot higher. That's like typically what we see in Telok Kurau area.
Yes.
So over here, all of us are semi-detaches,
Right.
or if not on the other side,
Bungalows.
those are bungalows. So that's a rarity that you need to take note.
Yeah, so I mean, of course, let's talk about this project. You can see just right behind us are these 6 beautiful houses. The outside materials is tiles,
Yeah.
right? But it is very much like a marble finishing, so it's really, really very premium. So all these units have been sold. So what we're going to show you today is this particular unit over here. This is 807, right? And then of course we have a neighboring unit, which is 809. That is not sold yet, but we're going to show you this unit because this has been fitted with lights so that we can go in and have a look. So because this is a new build and you're right outside Mountbatten Road, so do take note because of this. There's always this road line reserve whenever you buy a landed home, and because the developers have bought over the older units and redeveloped into the newer ones, they will have to conform to the road line reserve and the green buffer zone, which is the reason why you do have this. I would say a very nice little road for you to come in, because you know why? located right beside the main road, one of the challenge is always like going in and out, right?
Yes, correct.
And if your house is located right beside the main road and you don't have this kind of like reserve, right, the moment you come out of your gate, you realize that you have to wait for traffic. Whereas for this kind of like setup, all you have to do is just turn in over here, or once you exit, you just exit, you can close the gate safely while you wait for the traffic to ease before you turn out to the main road. So I think this is also one of the very beautiful, maybe one of a good point lah.
Yeah, you know, sometimes we talk about like, hey, buying a recess area, but you know, you can actually think of this entire area as a kind of like a FOC kind of recess area, because your land plot only starts at the back, of which you can see like there is already like 2 beautiful cars here. You can squeeze like one more in. If let's say you are having like, I don't know, Chinese New Year gathering, you have like Christmas party, you have a lot of friends coming over, parking has never been an issue. So it's either you have like 2 more car parks over here, or you can cross over to the other side of the landed, that's in Mountbatten Road. The entire stretch of it, you can park your cars along that side and then get your guests to walk over. Easy peasy.
Yeah. So, I mean, of course, the land by itself, by design by developer, you're able to fit 3 to 4 cars inside, depending on what kind of cars you have, the size of the car, right? But generally, there's about 3 to 4 cars inside the compound. Outside over here, I believe you can easily park about 1 to 2 cars, also depending on the size as well. So that's also the beauty of this whole entire land plot. So coming in, how big is the land, Jesley?
The land size is about 3,000 square feet,
Right.
and then the entire build-up is about 6,353 square feet. As of now, there is like a total of 6 bedrooms, so it's going to be good for like multi-gen living. If you see the entire width-wise, we are standing at 9.2 meters. And the beautiful thing about this having a semi-detached is that for semi-D, you only need to have one side of a buffer, which is just 2 meters.
Right.
As compared to someone buying a detached status, the minimum requirement would be 10 meters. But sometimes because sometimes for detached, you need to have 2 sides of a buffer that cuts into like total 4 meters into your internal space. That might mean that your internal width will be slightly smaller than usual.
It's about 6 meters. If you were to use the minimum land plot of 10 meters minus 4 meters, it's about 6 meters. And 6 meters is generally about an inter-terrace kind of like minimum width, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So sometimes I appreciate it that it's a semi-detached status instead.
So what you get when you buy this house from the servants group is that, of course, generally they will have already fit in all your fittings inside, like your AC, the lighting points are already being configured as well. But of course, if you do have any form of like a special requirement, I think all these are all negotiable with the developer. You can also voice it out as well. And as all new build, usually for landed homes, I think one of the very particular thing that people want to know is like, the electricity capacity, whether do you have EV charging point as well. So for this particular unit, the point has really been, the termination point, not really the charging point, but it's already been provisioned in a way. So you can just go and get any aftermarket kind of like EV charging point, install right here, and you'll be able to charge your electrical vehicles already. But all in all, I believe that this is also, a very good kind of like foyer area for your vehicles.
Yeah.
Generally, you don't really see such a size. You'll see like probably like a garden on the side.
Correct.
And then you have to navigate some form of like a little foyer area to reach park your cars, right? This one I think can easily just come in. If you have 2 cars, more than enough. 3 cars, still very decent as well.
Yeah, this one is ideal for any car dealers. Can showcase your car in the house.
So did we mention that all units come with a swimming pool?
Oh, there is.
So there is a swimming pool on the side as well. The length is about 15 meters. So it has already been provisioned as well. So all the units will come with a pool. All the units in terms of the facing and orientation is also, if my memory doesn't fail me, orientation is southeast for the front, northwest for the back.
Yeah, so but very much south already.
Yes.
So if you're someone looking into like good feng shui, you will know that north-south orientation usually encourages a lot of wind flow. That's usually what our buyers are looking for.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that you may not notice is the elevation towards the first level, which I really appreciate, because sometimes on a flat land, on a landed, you'll realize that you might have pedestrian walking past, you have like cars driving past. They may or may not be able to see through your first level. But because they have this slight elevation upwards, it's really very private from the first level all the way up to your top level.
So come on in as we bring you right into the unit itself. So first and foremost, let's go up the stairs. Okay, so the moment you step up here, so this is like your little main door foyer area, and right opposite this main door, so you just come over here. So they have this little area that's been provisioned. There's no light yet. So this is an area that's provisioned for the main DB box area, but you can also configure this as like a shoe racks or a little storage area as well, because this is envisioned or basically provisioned to be a store. So I think this is also a very nice touch area as well. So, you know, your shoes, sometimes most of landed homes, the shoe cabinets are always, you know, along the main driveway, you know, sometimes like rain and stuff like that, the carpentry will be damaged. So for this, generally, it's really an enclaved, or it's like an enclosed space for your carpentry work. So join me opposite as well. Jesley is really in the unit. The moment you step in, the tiles that you're stepping on, these are all marble tiles. So within the unit, with the kind of grain that you get on the flooring, these are all marble tiles that's been provisioned. Of course, when you come and view this particular unit, you will see also the 3D modeling. Right, so let's talk about the 3D modeling. So this is like a bird's eye view of the whole entire Carrara project. So as you can see, those units has been sold are all these units. Where we are standing today is this particular unit. And of course, 809 is also selling as well, just that the land size is a bit smaller.
Yeah, so
price
later,
quantum is also
slightly smaller. So later we will also share with you what is the difference in terms of the configuration, even though like from the outside, they look kind of exactly the same, but internally they do have a difference in terms of the lifestyle, how they configure the bedrooms as well.
Yeah, correct. So once again, you know, this land size is close to 3,000 square feet. The moment you step in, of course, as all new kind of like landed homes, generally developers have found a very innovative way to increase the overall build up. So one thing to take note of as well when you're buying a landed home is also, despite the fact, I mean, land size is important because land size is basically how big the land. It's going to determine, right? But build up is also very important as well. So when you buy a landed home, there's always the older kind of landed homes where you go in 2.5 story, 2 story, and basically you just that's it 2 story, right? Your build up is probably about, let's say, 3,000 square feet if your land size is about 3,000 square feet. But for this particular newer projects and newer homes, developers will always do this kind of mezzanine level. And why is that so? Is because URA has changed the ruling in a sense whereby they don't really care about, let's say it's a 3-story zone, they don't really say that dictate that it's a 3.5 story. As long as you conform to the maximum envelope building height, which is 15.5 for 3-story, then basically internally, no matter how many floors you want to stack, I think it also end of the day, it also has to be livable, right? You cannot be like stacking like 6 stories inside here.
This mezzanine has been in trend, and it's a very creative solution of it building, number one, an additional story in the landed. Number two is to create this beautiful tall ceiling and this like generally very luxurious kind of vibe. In total, we are talking about like...
That's what you measure, right? What's the length? What's the height?
I think I forgot already.
About
4.6 meters
4.6 meters.
Yeah, 4.6 meters high. But last time when you were to buy like any condo, right, this kind of a void space, you have to pay for it. But because we are already in a landed, you just get this kind of a luxurious vibe.
And usually for living area, you want to have this because the moment you walked in, you want to have that kind of grand feeling.
Correct.
You hang a chandelier over here, right? And then this is basically ducted aircon as well, so you don't really have those kind of like ugly wall unit that's sticking out in the living area. So all these are very, very nice touch from a developer. So this area is being envisioned to be the living area. And then right where we are standing over here, this is more like the dining area based on the floor plan. So it's really depending on how you want to configure the space. If you want to build a little island over here, it's also possible as well. Why? Because this is the dry kitchen area. This is the swimming pool access, right?
So just a few additional bonus feature of what they have in a swimming pool. It's not just a lap pool. They even have this jacuzzi.
This is the jacuzzi zone.
Yes, correct. So opposite or even over here, you have a space where you can chill, you can sit down and then wind down with your friends, your family, and have fun with your kids. And then you just relax by the jacuzzi. I love this entire area. I love that the fact that they built this full height balcony window, full height balcony door to make sure that a lot of light come through into the actual dining space.
Right. So, I mean, of course, with all new homes, generally you have a lift provision as well. So, I think this is very necessary and important. Generally, it's for you to access all levels. In fact, this lift goes all the way up to the top level as well.
So in PLB terminology, we always say that, you know, you want to find a landed that is future-proof. Future-proof. What exactly do we mean by future-proof? Number one, you need to have your pool. Right. Number two, you need to have a lift. It's so important, especially when you are thinking about multi-gen. You have your akong ama coming to stay with you. You need them to climb the stairs, man. No way. So the lift is going to do great for people of this profile.
Right. So of course you have your powder room here, which is mainly for your guests to use whenever they come visiting you.
Yeah, so the materials used are quite consistent with the living area. All these are cladded with marble. So this is likely where your guest is going to use when they come and visit you.
Yeah. So dry kitchen area, kitchen appliances are all by Vizuk, very renowned European brand. These are all luxurious, premium brands. You have a wine chiller here as well. In fact, in a dry kitchen area, you have a built-in Vizuk fridge, right?
It's two-door.
Yeah, it's a two-door
Oh my God, it's two-door.
built in your
It's
dry
huge.
kitchen area. Usually dry kitchen area, you don't really see such a big fridge, honestly. I mean, this is something, it's a nice touch from a developer as well. So of course, over here you can prepare your food, something that's light, you can bake some stuff right over here, you can serve out in the kitchen area. And opposite us, of course, this is a home shelter. These are all standard features of a new built home, right? Coming into the wet kitchen area, how, Jesley, do you think you like this size?
Yes.
Recently you've been doing a lot of
definitely
cooking, right?
Yeah, definitely. This is my ideal. Let me take you through my favorite kitchen area. So countertop size-wise, we are talking about like a U shape. I love U shape because you don't need to walk too far.
What's the benefit of U-shape?
Because if let's say it's an L shape, you have to walk to the end of the L and then you have to walk to the end of it.
That's
But because
true.
it's a U shape, right, it's like just one step here and then one
that's
step
true,
there
that's true.
and then one step here and one step there. But probably don't have so many people here lah. Okay, so countertop material, this is using quartz top and then they have homogeneous tile all over the kitchen.
As
So
a
I love
backdrop.
yeah, so as
Backsplash.
a glass backsplash, it's going to be good for easy maintenance. And then you realize that they have all these power sockets nicely placed throughout the entire kitchen. So it's going to be easy for you to find your power socket to plug in all your appliances. So in case it's not enough, they also have this additional portable
Alright.
fridge for you. It's also still a two-door, so very generous in terms of the provisions that they are offering you. The other plus point would be the amount of light that's coming through because of this huge panel of window. So it's going to be
such a big window in the kitchen. It's so big, right? It's like the moment it opens up, all the air just comes in, all the fumes just go out, right? You just close the door, do a heavy cooking here. I think it's fantastic.
correct. So if let's say you're doing your zi cha over here, you don't even need to switch this on because the ventilation is going to be going all the way out. Now opposite the kitchen,
This one is basically I think it's more like probably your helper zone lah. Like, I mean, if you have a domestic live-in helper, then generally you provision this space. But if you do not have a live-in helper, then generally you can then convert this space into a storeroom. You also do have a WC area, but this is more like I would envision this to be more towards the helpers, kind of like a bathroom, because you already have a standing shower area, you have a WC, and then a sink, right? So this is really more for the helpers, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So behind, this is where you have the yard area. So the yard area outside that zone area, this is more for your washing machine. It's already provisioned. You have 2 electrical points, maybe one for washing, one for dryer. You have your water outlet as well. So usually what people will do, I mean, of course, you do have to conform to this setback as well. Most of the time, people will also want to cover a little bit as well for your washing machines. So these are all your yard area over here. You can do your heavy washing. And this is also the area where you can heat into your swimming pool area lah. Okay, so let's come in and we will bring you to the upper level of this unit. Let's try the lift.
Charlie.
Come.
We can fit, all of us can fit. Oh, okay, so over here it's already stated down for you. Loading is about 450 kg. We can
6
see about
people.
6 packs.
You want to go attic level first? Then we walk down.
Let's go attic.
Okay. So while we are in the lift, we just want to share a bit of the kind of like unit setup. So this is a 6-bedders kind of like unit. So you have 2 bedrooms on each level, 2 beds, 2 beds, 2 beds, which results in 6 bedrooms. This is 6 beds, 5 bath. 809 is a 6-bed, 6 bath. It's like a 2, 3,
and
1 configuration.
Now, the biggest plus point that I find for this particular unit is actually the view. So this is facing right towards the back of the landed. If you see behind me, where we are zoned at, right, this is towards the childcare center, of which if you look down, this is actually just a tiny little playground. So remember when I mentioned we are actually elevated right from the first level, And now that we are on the attic level, so-called on the 4th level, but you can see that we are just overlooking the rooftop of any other landeds right behind us. And I just love the view, like the whole sky, you can even see all the aeroplanes flying in, and that's Tembusu.
You know, that's the beauty, just what we mentioned, living in a landed zone, right? So the beauty of living in a landed zone is this is really the benefit. So if you're living in a non-landed zone, you know, you may be looking into an apartment, you may be looking into a low-rise kind of block.
Yes.
Whereas if you live in a landed zone, regardless of whether it's a semi-detached zone, mixed landed zone, bungalow zone, or a detached zone, the moment you hit the highest floor, right? I mean, of course, you're a new build, right? You're not the old house. When we are new build, generally the developers will maximize the whole entire built-up area, in terms of maximum height as well. So the moment you step on the upper level, you will definitely be able to see the sky. You'll be able to see this kind of an unblocked view. And right over here, as what Jesley has mentioned, this is basically towards the northwest kind of like orientation. And back where you're seeing, you're looking right towards the Paya Lebar area. You can see Grand Diamond on our left side. You can see Waterbank. That's Waterbank Dakota, right? Dakota area on the left side. And then of course on the right side is the very hyped up Tembusu Grand, EOK, and then right in front will be your Continuum as well. So this whole entire area on the right side is the whole Marine Parade really. You are just basically at the fringe and you can easily walk into Parkway Parade.
Yeah, so
10 minutes probably.
You got like
next.
Katong shopping center.
Just right here, just right beside us only.
Yeah, then on the left side, when you see all this red rooftop, if you just go along that belt, that's where you can find
all your
nasi lemak.
F&B, your very
cafes.
famous Supernova Cafe is there as well.
Yes.
There's so much F&B. I think the beauty of staying in D50 is the culture, is the environment. The people, the vibes, it just gives a very kind of like different kind of vibes as compared to other districts. But anyway, enough of the macro stuff. Let's look at the micro. So this is one of the 6 bedrooms. I think this is the smallest room, but you do get a fair share of wardrobe space as well. And the room also comes with an ensuite right over here. And on this higher level, of course, there are different kind of provisions for a landed home. Some of them, they will have one big roof terrace space in the front of the unit. But for this particular unit, the roof terrace space is actually split into 2 sides. So you have the roof terrace space at the back, where you have seen earlier on, and a roof terrace space at the front. Right. So of course, if let's say you want to host your guests like over New Year and stuff like that, probably you can explore the car porch area, which is a very big space for you to open up a couple of tables, or if you want to do some form of like, you know, turn this area into like an alfresco, you know, at night you want to chill out, have some wine. This is also possible as well. So this is fronting towards the southeast direction. This size, I think, is like the second bigger size, right? But you do have a walk-in closet at the back as well. So this is the bathroom area. So on this floor, you have 2 bed, 2 bath on this highest level, right? So now, shall we go down to the
3rd level? Okay, one of the highlights of the stairwell that I really appreciate is that if you realize we don't have any lighting here. On the top level, we don't have any lighting, but it's still so bright. Correct, because like there's these 2 huge panels of casement window right at the top.
And you can also open up as well for ventilation as well. And you don't even have to worry about water or rain coming in because you have such a big recess outside there.
So if you look at the floor plan, on each level is 2 bedroom left and right, and then right behind me, this is like a family area. So you can find at the side, this is the DB for the 3rd and the top level, but alternatively, what you can do is to like knock partial of the wall down and then combine it with one of the room behind me, and that will be like a grand, super huge master room. Alright, let's take a look at this room first. Wow!
This is the master bedroom,
It's huge.
according to the floor plan. And that's the reason why you get a cassette aircon on the top as well. You get this little balcony space over here. While on this level, you still clear the building on the back as well, which is the childcare center, as what Jesley has mentioned. There's like a little unblocked view as well. Of course, there's a little construction on the side, but that is basically you are already not seeing it already. Right? So that's really on your side as well. So this is generally a very nice protected view, so to speak.
Yeah, so if you take a look at the power socket, for this kind of new build, I like to find what is the intended placement of the furniture like.
Okay.
So you see the two power socket here, this is likely where you can place your king size, probably do up a little bit of a carpentry at the back for your headboard. Then right in front, if you just switch around, this is likely where you can fit your TV console area. So you can imagine your bed on the right, and then over here, this is your TV.
Yeah, your data point is here as well. That's
so
data point
for all of the couples, usually they like to work from home, you need a study area. This is where you're going to find the window. There will be a power socket here. So if you add on a bit on the carpentry for your tabletop, this is likely where you can work from home, or your vanities set.
Yeah, and what Jesley has mentioned earlier on, if you want to knock down the wall, right? So this is the part where you can knock down, and that connects into that zone over there, which is like the family area, or your study zone. So you can turn that into either your walk-in closet, if let's say wardrobe space is not enough for you, or if you want to have like a little dedicated working area, and you just want to leave this main area as your main resting place, then you can basically opens up this wall into that space over there. Of course, right over here, you have like a little walk-in closet. You have like 5 panels over here. There's all been done up already, so generally you have a lot of space. And coming into the master bathroom, of course, what is a very luxurious semi-detached master without a bathtub, right? So you have a bathtub built in here as well. Standing shower area. It's not compromised in terms of space. You still get a very decent size as well. So I think all these are very nice touch from the developer. You get his and her sink right over here, and also a WC. But I think of course you do get some storage at the bottom over here, right? Come, let's join Jesley out into the junior master area.
Alright. Alright, so this is another junior master that is fronting towards our car porch area. View-wise, we are looking towards more south, so don't need to worry about any afternoon sun. And I love that looking across, it's just a bunch of clouds and maybe just rooftop of your landed as well. So even though we are located right beside Mountbatten, if you just take like 2 seconds, it's actually really very quiet.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't expect, actually it's quite peaceful here.
Yeah, they have a certain level of noise insulation for the windows as well.
Yeah,
which is a nice touch.
Alright, so width-wise, as I mentioned, like to find the power socket. So likely this is where they intended for their bed to be. Maybe there will be, maybe it's going to be placed over here. I think this is a nice area for you to put your bed. And then over here, this can be an additional study area. And then for you to have a vanity table. So I love the fact that because we are a semi-D, you don't have just like one side of the window, but actually 2 sides of the window to play with. Same goes for any other bedrooms. Here you do have like 6 panels of wardrobe. At the corner is where you can connect to the second biggest bathroom. Take a look at the size.
Well, this size is big. Just now I walked in, I was like, wow.
So this is like a study area to me already. You do have a window for ventilation. I love this huge panel of glass that separates the wet and the dry area. This nicely all tied up. And then for the appliances, you do have like bravet. So all these are found throughout the entire home. And you have this like full-length mirror. So this is going to be great if, let's say, you have Akong Ama coming to stay. They don't really need any like balcony or what. So do take note, there is no access for balcony on this room.
So the mezzanine level has a family zone, has a family area. And I think this is also a nice touch as well. So this is like the area where you want to create a little zone for your family to gather. Maybe like you want to watch some TVs or play some board games. So I think this area is also a very nice touch. And because of this mezzanine level, even though this is a mezzanine, right, you don't really feel that the ceiling height
it's quite generous in terms of the height.
It's not that low. I mean, you don't really feel very claustrophobic over here. I think it's a very good size. You got AC over here as well for ventilation. On this level, you do get 2 bedrooms, but these 2 bedrooms will be sharing 1 bathroom, which is a Jack and Jill. Right, so coming in over here, so this is a mezzanine level once again. So of course, ceiling height will be a little bit different from the upper levels, but you still get a very good, decent kind of ceiling height. You don't really feel too claustrophobic right over here. 3 panels of windows that can be open, right? This can be open as well. Right now it's locked, so you have a good kind of like wind flow going outwards. And once again, you know, the new build is just on your side, so you're not very much affected because your main view is towards this house right behind us over here. So Jack and Jill bathroom over here that is being shared with the other common bedroom. So decent size as well. Nothing to complain about. You get really a good kind of materials. These are all tiles for and the floor tiles, these are all matte finishing so that you know it's not slippery when it's wet. But it's a very thoughtful touch from a developer. So coming right over here, this will be the last bedroom that we're going to share with you in this unit. Right, so this is also pretty decent size. I think generally I believe your bed will be either here or here. It really depends on how you want to fit it. But it's like maybe a queen size bed is definitely not a problem.
Right. So I think this level is going to be great if, let's say, you have like 2 young kids. They want to stay separate from the father and the mother. Like, 不要来嘎交我, don't disturb me. You can give them the mezzanine area. I like the idea that it's not too big, but decent size for each of your kids. Maybe they can share the bathroom, and then there is a small little area outside. I will put their study table outside so that I can monitor them when they study.
Speaking of past tuition teacher kind of like concept. So let's talk about the pricing over here. I mean, I'm sure you'll be very eager to know like what's the pricing for this beautiful unit over by Sevens Group. So of course, the listing price over here is at 9.4 million range. Do reach out to the developer for the exact pricing because it's really down to them how much incentive they want to give you. And right now, I think because of all the new launches, right, all the pricing right now, you know, if you look at the new launch pricing and the landed pricing,
it's starting to close up already.
In terms of PSF, definitely not by quantum, but PSF is definitely closing up. This is at $9.4 million range.
So
we did a calculation for the...
Yeah, so for the land PSF wise, we are talking about 3,001.
Yeah, correct.
Just giving you a comparison. For Mayor Blue that just launched, it's a freehold as well. The floor size is around 3,005. And imagine like if you're on the higher level and you look towards the sea, I think
PSF is going to be very,
if I'm not
high.
wrong, I think the penthouses there are already reaching 10M, and people buy already. It's transacted already, and those are like off the market. So where we are, this is for lender, we don't always just take a look at the land. I think that now we are moving towards another framework.
Yeah. So if you have been following PLB contents, you know that for landed home, we first started off with the Cat 1 to Cat 4 framework. So Category 1 being a very old land to Category 4, which is what we are standing over here, new build from developer. And then next one, we talk about the 4 Stellar Horses framework. So if you've been following us, you know that as well. The third framework that we have just recently launched is we are looking at the landed homes by built-up PSF. Why is that so? Is because if you talk about the whole entire build-up over here, standing at 6,353 square feet approximately, the whole overall PSF, that means the usable space over here, will set you back to only $1,400 per square foot.
Yeah, so
which is even lower than EOK pricing.
Yeah, it's almost comparable to the price, the per plot ratio of the price that they bought for EOK
exactly.
already.
So, I mean, of course, when you talk about landed homes, of course, overall quantum is big. Because why? Because your built-up is a lot. You have like 6,000 plus square feet of built-up space, right? You're not even talking about land size. Even for land PSF, as what Jesley has mentioned, $3,100, right? And I think this is something that, you know, is something that is the market is like converging in a way lah. When you talk about condo PSF, landed PSF, and
in the near future, right, eventually all the landed will get tear down, will get rebuilt. Eventually everyone, right, will stop looking at land prices already. We'll look at internally how much built up can we get. How future-proof is your landed? Can we withstand generations of living passed down to the next generation? That will be the next focus for the entire landed segment next time.
I think landed homes by itself is also a very limited supply. You know, total. You know, they're only talking about 72,000 landed homes in Singapore, plus minus a little bit where people amalgamate land or they split the land into half, into one house, into two semi-Ds as well.
There's just pretty much no landed for sale from the government.
Exactly. So for comparison's sake as well, I mean, of course, we're talking about this new build, right? We did a quick search in Property Guru. Of course, in this immediate area, if you look at Property Guru, you do see a lot of listings for Carrara. I think that's very normal because it's new build from developer. But for any of the resale units, we happen to see the lowest price for semi-D, comparable land size right here is 3,000 odd square feet land. That is going at about $7.5 million for a Cat 2 home. Cat 2,
yeah. So
meaning
I think the build up is almost
3,000
also 3,000.
It's half of what we have over here.
Yeah, and there is also a lack of lift. So if let's say you do consider like tearing down and you want somewhere over here, to be honest, there's not too much of a supply right now. If let's say you were to get that piece of land at $7.5 million, rebuild it up to the similar size of 6,003 plus the construction cost, I think it set you back about 2.8 million.
Thereabout.
So that's going to bring your entire quantum to more than $10 million. Not forgetting the hassle.
Renting, finding a place to stay, or, liaising with your architect, builder, the time spent. So I mean, of course, there are some people who love that kind of challenge. So nothing wrong with that. But if you are in for something that you want to buy, moved in, maybe make some minor renovation here, but ready to stay in a location that is like within 5 minutes away.
400 meters to the
Tanjong MRT station, all the eateries, good sizable land plot, 6,000 odd square feet land. I think you should really reach out to Servants Group to find out more about this.
Let me give you just one more. Maybe because we drive, right, we don't know. So I have a client that's staying nearby here. There is a bus over here that takes you one stop down to Suntec. One stop. Just one stop.
The express bus?
It's not express, it's just normal bus.
Really?
Because the bus stop stops at the entrance of the expressway. Then you take ECP. Like the moment it exits, it's Suntec already. One stop. That really is one bus that brings you to town.
Perfect.
I love the location here.
So I think without further much ado, I think we have come pretty much to the end of the whole entire show of this particular unit. Of course, you have your 807. This is 807. You have your 809. So 809 is similarly structured or built. Of course, you do get 6 beds. Of course, you do get 6 bathrooms. Where is the difference? The difference is actually in that common area there where they have actually built in one extra bedroom. So you get a 2-3-1 concept. And you get 2 bedrooms on this level with 2 bathrooms as well.
Yes, correct.
So you sacrifice this family area, but you get an extra bathroom.
Yeah, so it's going to depend on what your preference of a lifestyle is going to be like, how you're going to place your family members together on per level. So there is like 2 different configurations for you to explore. 2 units, just 2 precious units over here.
Price-wise, it's a bit different because the land size of that is a little bit smaller. Land size for that, maybe Jesley can quickly do a check if you can from the brochure. But the price difference between this unit and the 809 unit is about $1 million difference, close to $1 million difference because that is about $8 odd million. This is $9 odd million.
Correct. So I found the size. So for the other unit, 809, land area is about 2,006.
It's about 400 square feet smaller than this current land size.
And the entire build-up is about 5,005.
It's about 1,000 square feet smaller.
Yeah, but configuration-wise, it's similar in a way whereby both are still 6-bedder.
Amazing.
I think the difference would be whether the configuration, where is it going to be, on which level, and overall the size of the bedrooms.
Correct. So of course, if you are interested to find out more about these 2 remaining units in the Carrara, do reach out to any of our PLB consultants who will be happy to connect you with the Servants Group developer. We'll arrange for viewing, we'll walk you through the house. We'll bring you around to see the whole entire facade, the whole entire site area as well. So in fact, even to look at the pricing, we can even share with you more about the whole entire price movement in D15 for a semi-detached house as well. So reach out to any of our consultants in our PLB website or any of the link below as well. So with that, I think we've come to the end of this landed blueprint shoot. We hope you like what you see today in this beautiful semi-detached house, 3,000 square feet land, 6,500 odd square feet built up. My name is Wayne.
My name is Jesley.
Happy to show you the place.
Where's the PropertyLimBrothers?
PropertyLimBrothers, always happy to show you the place.